Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. Today is March 13th, 2018, and we are rolling to some Gatlin brothers. Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin brothers, all the gold in California. What's going on, people? Want to give a shout out to Alex Vail for that one. He wanted me to play some Gatlin brothers, and I got you for that, bro. Thanks again. He's another Webbot chat room member, very active in the community, and we appreciate your time in there, my friend. So today we are going to be talking about another kind of global macro topic, and it pertains to cryptos. But we're going to look at how the wealthy, from a survey, how the wealthy's portfolio snapshot looks from an allocation standpoint, and what that means for cryptocurrencies in the future. I think it shows huge upside and potential, so we're going to kind of go through that. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the market cap. Oh my god, we are sitting at 371 billion, down more, sea of red. Wow, we're below 400 billion, but Bitcoin's dominance is sitting steady, 41.9%. Interesting. So yeah, we're still not there, people. And I said that a couple days ago. I'm like, I'm not too sure about this little rally we had. I needed to see trading well above this red line that I have drawn here, this resistance line. I needed to see trading above that, not around it, but trading above it, meaning 12 hours or so above that trend line, not going back and forth indecisively like this and then a pop up and then a smack down. So it is, to me, still indicative of the environment that we are in, and that environment is still bearish. So I think at this point, I drew this blue line to kind of help give an updated trajectory that I feel we may go in. But a lot of indecisiveness going on still. The battle is still on, but at this current point, I would say the bears are in control, as we are below both of these resistance and support lines. So let's just see what happens down here. This red line, though, is my critical area, around 7,700. We got to stay, I think we may bump our heads off of that line, that trend line. The longer we wait to get there, the higher that number will be. So let's just keep an eye on it. And yeah, I tell you guys what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Just remember that. Come to me for that. So today, again, we're going to be talking about a survey that was put out by, I believe, company is Night Management, I believe, but we're going to find out right now. So the actual article is out of Cointelegraph, though. It says here, real estate consultant wealth report shows customers exposed more to gold than to crypto. And that's hilarious because we got this song playing right now, and I do not pick the songs the day of. It's all in queue, and I think Alex had that request in weeks ago, so we're just getting to people who were a few weeks back. So this is hilarious. So it says here, the 2018 wealth report, and this is an article from 4 hours ago, guys. 2018 report, wealth report from Knight Frank, a global real estate consulting firm, has found that their clients have been exposed to cryptocurrencies the least out of all of the assets surveyed, ranking lower than gold. And here's a chart that kind of shows that. Here we are, 21% crypto. We're going to go over this in more detail and what I believe this means for cryptos. And I'm sure you guys do too, but just want to reiterate. So the article goes further down and says here, however, in response to the survey question, how has your client's exposure to the following investments changed over the past 12 months? The global average for exposure to cryptocurrencies is 16%, while the global average for exposure to gold and to bonds is less than that, and that's at 15% and 6% respectively. So it says here, although Bitcoin has sometimes been referred to as the digital gold, the World Gold Council sees the main difference between the two assets as Bitcoin's lower day-to-day liquidity and gold's diverse usage and application for gold, for the jewelry industry and the tech industry, and also for central banks. The percent measures the difference between those who reported an increase in exposure versus those who reported a decrease. So it says here, according to the data, the region with the highest exposure to cryptocurrencies is Latin America at 33%, which may be accounted for by rising hyperinflation in Venezuela's economy. Yeah, that's for surely what it is. This hyperinflation may be leading to the Bitcoinization, of Venezuela, as more Venezuelans have turned to crypto as opposed to using the Bolivar, whose total value at one point last fall was only equal to 50% of the virtual gold in the World of Warcraft. That's funny. So it goes on to say here that the region with the lowest average increase in exposure to cryptocurrencies is Asia at 5%. The lack of exposure could be attributed to the crypto bans currently in effect in China, such as the ban of domestic exchanges, foreign exchanges, as well as initial coin offerings. South Korea, which is well known for the high public use of cryptocurrencies, also implemented a cryptocurrency ban on anonymous trading on cryptocurrency exchanges this year. So the report goes on to talk about, the views from their clients regarding blockchain technology, and most don't even know really what blockchain is. They only know what cryptocurrency or Bitcoin is, to be more specific. So it says here, the Wealth Report also asks about Knight Frank clients' views on blockchain technology, with the majority answering for the global average of respondents as doubt many of my clients have heard of blockchain. 4% as the global average responded. Blockchain is already having a tangible impact, with Russia and the Commonwealth of Independent States tied with North America at 8%. So, this is actually when I saw this article headline, it made me click it and say, oh yeah, we're gonna read over this and talk about this today. So what I really want to show you guys is this here. This is where I'm excited, because we see here Bitcoin, the last Mohican. So what that means, in my opinion, is that these asset classes over here to the left will reallocate and shuffle around, and that will spill over into cryptocurrencies. The primary one being this. So number 3 for this survey shows that their wealthy clients' exposure to cash was number 3 at 46%, which was to me. I'm pretty shocked at that, seeing that cash bears no interest, no yield in growth. But I think it may be because people are looking to reallocate and get into new asset classes, in my opinion. So to me, I feel like this one here is going to be the biggest reallocation into crypto from these wealthy individuals. I really do. So I think that's number one. And I think number two will probably be right here. These guys will come over. We talked about this yesterday. The bond market will cause, it's a cause and correlation thing, will cause equities to crash, and that will be a catalyst for those wealthy individuals to flee from equities over to cryptocurrencies and other assets as well, property, I think, as well. Now, gold, I believe, will do the same thing. I think more and more people, as they see their gold not performing at all, and it needs to perform, it needs to outpace inflation. And if it's not really doing anything over a long period of time, people are going to get fed up and anxious and start to sell, in my opinion. So I think that would be number three. Gold would be number three to move over into this new asset class called cryptocurrencies. What are your thoughts about that? Do you think this is a good position for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and as a whole? These individuals don't even know really about blockchain yet. They only know about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. So I really do see, and I would love to get your feedback on this, but I really do see Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies really, from a macro standpoint, accelerating in 2018-19 going forward. I believe we'll have a crash in the equities within the next 18 months, a huge crash, just because of this bond stuff is a mess. So, and this is the biggest asset class right here. This is the biggest asset class, financial asset class. I don't know if it's the biggest asset class, but from a financial perspective, bonds has a huge market. So I think once this crashes, this will result in this coming here. So you got to play your part. So again, we're down right now, but you can't think today. You got to think future. And how can you position yourself? And that's what it's all about, being ahead of the curve and being in to win. All right, so let me know your thoughts about that snapshot of the wealthy's allocation in their portfolio, where things lie from an asset standpoint. Is that a good thing where we are in cryptocurrencies being at last place, number 8? I think it is. Want to know what you guys feel. And one last thing, I forgot to talk about this, but I did see, and I don't know if you guys did, I'll try to leave a link to it in the description of this video, but Vays interviewed Clif yesterday. What did you think about that interview? I know a few of you in the Webbar room didn't really like it. I actually personally did like it. I think Tone let him talk. He was critical of Clif, but at the same time respectful. And I think we kind of got some new, at least I did, got a new understanding of how Clif does his work from the, from kind of behind the scenes, how things work a little bit better. I haven't heard it put in that way before. So I thought Vays did a great job. I didn't even know about Vays until Clif, honestly. Clif would talk about him last year on Twitter a lot. And so I'm like, who is this Tone Vays guy? Who is this Tone Vays guy? So it was a great interview, and appreciate it. So I want to definitely know what you guys thought about that as well. And that's pretty much it. You know, seeing that interview actually reminded me of when I got introduced to Clif myself. It was around 2011. Back then I was all like in the woo-woo stuff because, you know, 2012 was coming, end of the world. So I believe that's when I got introduced to Clif High online on YouTube. So it was funny seeing the George Uri stuff on the screen. So yeah, that's it, people. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will holler at you later. Peace. Yeah.